Hey, what's up everyone? This is K Collections, and this video is more so a re-upload slash update, I'd say redoing of tips and guides for Arknights. I made a video a few days ago, but I felt it was kind of shitty. I was still really new to the game. Not saying I'm not new to this game now, right? Obviously, I'm still in the early stages. So if you're looking for advanced tips, this video isn't for you. Obviously, if you're in around the same level as I am, or level 40 or higher, then you're not gonna get much out of this. This video is more so to help beginners who just recently started this game, maybe to help you, have a better experience and to avoid some mistakes that I did and that I researched. So, like I said, I put in a solid amount, excuse me, can't speak right today. Put in a solid amount of hours in this game already. So these tips, I'm feeling really confident. Obviously, feel free to add more tips in the comment section. If I missed something, feel free to help other players out, right? From what I've seen, this community has been great. So let's just get started. So starting off with the operators, I'm sure you heard this many times before, but don't just spend all your resources leveling up your highest rarity units, because you need a diverse range of rarity in your squad for many reasons: DP cost, setup, etc. And for example, Silver Ash, I've done some research. Many said he's more so very effective in Stage 2. That's why he's top tier. Now, Stage 1 he has been very helpful to me, right? He's been a tank. He's been doing good damage, for me specifically. But the thing is, you don't want to just spend all your resources leveling up your highest rarity, because for one, they take the most resource. And two, like I mentioned, you want a diverse rarity in your squad. And 3 stars, don't ever neglect your 3 stars, right? Like most other games, just because they have lower rarity. Obviously, they're not as powerful, but they have lower DP costs. And most importantly, you'll have more duplicates of them, therefore increasing their potential, which, lower DP costs and basically makes them a lot stronger. So they're highly effective in battle, especially in the early battle, where you have to set up, let's say, your vanguards and everything. I'll talk more about that later. So obviously, if you're free to play or you just spend some money here and there, you're not going to have all the sanity in the world to, grind. So basically, if you're not a whale, select, specific members, look at their skills, see if they're, effective in battle, in most arenas, and concentrate on them. And then from there, concentrate on other units, because with limited sanity, you just don't have enough to max out everyone in terms of level, because you're going to have to grind for resources, materials to promote them, to strengthen their skill, to freaking, you have to grind for experience cards, LMD. I'm running low on that. God damn, there's lots of grinding, and you just don't want to spread yourself too thin. So select a few units that you think will be vital in battle. You can always change things up later, but concentrate on them, but make sure not to neglect your lower rarity units. Next, I wanted to talk about promoting your units. So on the previous video, I mentioned that you should not promote your units recklessly, and I still stand by that. By recklessly, I meant just because you have a unit at max level, let's just promote them. Don't do that. Again, you're wasting resources if you don't know what you're doing, and you're increasing your DP cost. Now, the DP cost it's scary at first. I read on Reddit, someone was concerned about it as well. I was concerned about rising DP costs, but it can easily be overcome, or the issue can be easily overcome if you have a strong setup with your vanguards. You're going to generate a lot of costs, so it's not a huge issue, at least at this stage of this game. And you will need to make your units a lot stronger, but again, don't just promote them just because you can, right? Especially, and I said this before, for 3 stars, they don't take in materials, right? They don't take in materials. They're the cheapest to promote. I shouldn't say cheap. The issue is the LMD. Again, if you're free to play, you're not going to have a lot of sanity, so you're going to really pick and choose which units you want to concentrate on, right? That means you can't just, again, promote recklessly just because you can. First and foremost, look at their skills. What do they do, right? Will they help you, right? For example, a lot of sniper units, if you promote them, they increase their grid, which is very helpful against drones, airborne enemies, so I highly recommend, choosing them. Just don't recklessly promote, but you do need to promote your units. Don't be so scared about the DP cost if you have a strong setup with your vanguard. Typically, 2 vanguards enough, right? And I'll talk about that a bit later. You shouldn't have to worry about that, but don't spread yourself too thin, like I mentioned before. but you will have to promote your units. 2 and 3 stars are the easiest, and the thing is, you must prioritize, okay? That's the main takeaway. Prioritize on which units will help you the most, and then you can always go back to the others. On a side note, don't forget to level up your skills as well. Sometimes we get so caught up in trying to max out our units, grinding for materials, experience cards, LMD, and trying to just increase the level of our units that we forget about skills. They're very important in battle, so don't forget. For squads and what units to concentrate on, so I typically want to concentrate on 2 of each class. This gives you the best diversity, and you can switch out units depending on the arena. Now, that doesn't mean you should only concentrate on 2. For example, there are a lot of drones, aerial units, so you will need more snipers for that specific battle. So maybe max out a 3rd unit for that reason. Special units, for example, like Shaw, she's very helpful in some battles, so level her up as well. And basically, what I would suggest the most is focus on a squad first, right? The units that you'll use the most in battle. You know, level up some backups, but don't try to level up everyone, because I said this many times before, you're gonna spread yourself way too thin, and then you can't advance in the story, or you can't do too much, because not everyone is at their highest potential. Or not, I shouldn't say highest potential, but they're not strong, because everyone else is basically at the same level, weak, basically. So concentrate on specific units first, try to concentrate on 2 of each class. From there, then, once you have a solid setup, for example, this is my setup, it's pretty solid. I've been progressing with the story relatively simple so far. I've been able to grind relatively easily. But once you have a good setup, then you can start concentrating on maybe 1, 2, 3 units at a time, level them up and test them in battle. For example, there is a map that needs AoE attackers. I have no AoE, which is bad, which I can't progress in that challenge yet. So now I'm just concentrating on, you know, Shira, Yuki, or other AoE attackers, because that's what I need right now. But the great news, or the great thing about it, is that I have resources to level her up relatively quick. Concentrate on specific units first, then see what you need, save your resources until then, right? You know, because again, you don't want to just waste your resources. Then you're gonna have to grind again, and it becomes a hassle. Within every squad, I do recommend having 2 vanguards that can help you generate DP costs. Like I said, these units will help you, or help offset the higher cost units that you can use in battle. So it's highly recommended. 1 is too little because, well, in my opinion, it's just not fast enough. And 2 is the magic number. 3, it's okay. But the thing is, vanguards aren't the strongest in combat, right? I mean, they have their uses, but it's better to have a different unit take their place once you have enough costs to use. So having more than 2 right now, it's unnecessary in my opinion, but obviously this depends on the arena, you know, the battle. If you need to generate a lot of DB costs real quick, having more will help you. And for arenas that, you know, you don't really need to generate DP costs whatsoever, then obviously you don't really need to use them. So it just depends, but 2 is a magic number for me. Thankfully I pulled Zima, she's amazing. But for a free-to-play option, Fang is great as well. As you see, she was my main vanguard until I got Zima. So highly recommend you maxing them out first, because they are your starters. They are the units that help you generate momentum. Without them, I'd say you're kinda screwed. Next, I want to talk about the recruitment system, and I have to give huge thanks to Hermits9, I believe. He gave me more information about this system and basically commented on my previous video explaining a lot of detail. So, for the recruitments, you get to select a specific tag you want. You know, if you need a sniper, then why not select it? If you need a medic, etc, etc, and you can increase the possible rarity of your summon by increasing the timer. 9 hours is the max. And the thing is, if you're trying to go after a 5-star, let's say there's a tag and, you know, there's a high chance of having a 5-star within that category, then you want to maximize your timer for maximizing your chance, basically. But let's say this is all according to Hermit. Again, you know, I'm not trying to take credit away or anything. Again, huge thanks. I'm trying to explain what he told me. If you have shit tags, right? Let's say all your tags will only give you a 4-star or lower, right? Then you can set your timer to 7 hours and 40 minutes, right? It will consume less LMD. And again, if the tags only give you 4 stars on lower, might as well just set it at this range for less time, and again, less LMD taken, right? Because it is shit tags in general. So if you have great tags, you know, a possible 5-star or, you know, a lot of, higher rarity units, then you want to maximize your chances at 9 hours. But if all the tags suck, then you may want to consider lowering it just for less time consumed, because you're guaranteed to get that 3 or potential 4-star only. Now for quests, I always recommend you trying your first attempt on the actual battle itself, just in case, because you may finish it or get that 3-star rating. Always remember not to use support your first attempt. Now if you fail that first attempt, you'll get a full refund on sanity, so you're losing nothing. I don't recommend you using practice at first. Use it afterwards, right? Let's say you fail your attempt or you're trying to increase your star rating. Practice is a great way to see how to complete the quest. But for your first try, don't worry about it. Don't try to use support, and try to get that 3-star rating the first time around. Because the thing is, for example, if you use practice without trying your first attempt and you complete the quest, you're gonna have to do it again, right? Or let's say you support your first attempt and you get a 3-star rating, then you kind of just wasted your time because you could have finished it the first time around. So no need to use practice or use support on your first attempt. Just give it a shot and you won't lose anything. Now this is a very important information about the auto battle. So basically, as you progress through the entire game, right, as your characters rank up, you promote them, their DP costs change, and everything changes in general, right, as you get further within the story, as you level up. The thing is, the auto battle may have an error, because what happens is that they record your first initial battle and tries to replicate it as accurately as possible. But for example, let's say you have a unit that has a DP cost of 10 and you use them first, but then you promote them and they have a DP cost of 12, then there's a split-second timing error which can affect your whole entire auto battle. So the thing is, try to remember what you did, but sometimes you will have to go back to these quests and redo them for that 3-star rating, because if you don't, you're gonna have a 2-star rating and less resources. So you don't want to keep it that old, outdated data, right? You have to update your auto battles sometimes here and there. Okay, final tip I want to talk about is the store, because we all love spending money, don't we? So if you do want to spend some money, I do recommend the monthly $5 pack. You get some, or not Originites. Well, you do get Originite primes, and run them every day. Not a lot, but it helps, and some stamina or sanity. Now, the credit store, always remember to claim your credit, so you can always exchange it for some materials, furniture, certificates. I'll let you do your own research on that, but I like to save some of my certificates for the 5-star or 6-star units you get to buy, and that's great to diversify your units. I'm holding on to some right now, and I'll decide later. I just want to do some more research on the units. And outfit store, again, you can do your own research. The thing with outfit store, in the future, characters will have different skin, and then you use your Originites, I keep getting them mixed up, Originite primes to exchange for them, so you may want to hold on to your primes. Now for the packs, the thing is, well, first and foremost, let me go back to the homepage. I do not ever recommend you trading your primes for randoms this way, right? So let's say I want to exchange 8 primes, I get 1,440 randoms. And the thing is, I mean, it's not bad or anything. I'm not saying it is. If you're a few points shy away from doing a summon, then hey, maybe it's worth it a bit. But hold on to your primes, because they're very important. They're vital. And the thing is, as you level up, right? Let me go to the packs real quick. As you level up, you will get to exchange your primes for specific enhancement packs. This one's free, so level 30, I unlock that. And then this one, you exchange 8 primes, and you still get that 1,440 randoms. But in exchange, by going through this way, you get a lot more materials and nice goodies, basically. So I recommend this way. Obviously, it depends on your level, but don't just exchange all your primes for the randoms right away. Hold on to them until you really need them. Let's say, like, again, you're a few points away from doing a 10-shot or something. So that was the tip for the store. Look around, lots of neat stuff, and obviously if you're a whale, none of this matters. You're just gonna buy the whole entire store anyway, so primes or randoms, nothing really matters to you. But if you're free to play or a fish, then just hold on to your primes for now. Exchange only when you have to, okay? One final thing I forgot to mention is that if you haven't redeemed your 5-star ticket yet, so basically we get to choose 1 out of 4 5-star characters, and they're all amazing in their own way. I don't know who to choose, but I think I want Project Red. She looks the most awesome, but gameplay wise, I think I want to choose someone else. For me specifically, all of them are great in terms of gameplay. So if you haven't redeemed your ticket yet, I read on forums that you may want to hold on to it because in the future, some of these characters can be summoned, or you could get them in the future, so you may not want to waste your ticket for a duplicate. I mean, there's always a chance for that, right? Not saying a duplicate is bad or anything. Again, you can increase their potential, so it's not bad whatsoever, but you may want to get a different new operator. So just a heads up, if you already redeemed it, nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit of tip that I've read, so I'm planning on holding on to it, at least for now, unless I really decided on who I want. But that's something to be aware of. Obviously, we have 85 days. Yeah, remember and not forget it, because that's a free 5-star. So that's it, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful or better than my previous video. I had to elaborate on more stuff this time and make an update. But if you want to elaborate more on more information, or you want to add more tips, feel free to do so in the comment section below. This community has been great, so I love this game so far. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Till next time, everyone, have an awesome day.